What's up? We might as well just get this started. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Otter Gang. How are we all doing? I was out on the beach. I got sunburnt yet again. Did the spin. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't listen to Phil. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for joining me in the live. Man, did I get burnt. Well... Let's look at the chat. Let's say hello to everyone. Shout out to Sniper's Nightmare. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to anybody else here who continues to watch. Appreciate you guys all. I'm in too many trades again on 2 different accounts. Can we get a custom mascot? I think we can. We'll have to get someone in an otter suit or something funny like that. Maybe we can get the mascot to throw on his blue light hipster frames like we're gonna do right now. How about that? And let's take a look at what's going on in the charts, because you know what, the FOMO is strong with this one. I did not FOMO. I got stopped out of a Matic trade, break even. Shout out to the Otter Gang. Let's look at the charts. We're in a Matic trade. I got broken even yesterday because Matic pumped on us, but I got into another one today and have extracted some profits because we came all the way up into the zone above this swing high here. I just shorted it because why not? And we're doing all right. But enough about that. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about the title, 21K. Are we going to continue downwards? Well, I wanted to take a look at some things for sure. And you know what? If you're not on Twitter, maybe go follow me on Twitter. But there's a lot of good information on crypto on Twitter. Now, I was looking at this chart, and we all know about this chart, you know, the panic, capitulation, anger, depression, and disbelief over here on the right. But you can see someone has kindly drawn this out, and can we work our way down below, you know, where it says my retirement money is lost. How can I pay for all this new stuff? I am an idiot. So hopefully, you know, if this is a dead cat bounce and it is not in fact the bottom and it's not in yet, well then we might have a little bit of downside to come. Now we're in this downtrend right now. It hasn't been too significant. Obviously this is weekend volume, so weekend volume means very, very slow movement of price. So for me, I jumped in that Matic trade, but besides that, I'm still holding my short trade from up here at 24,110, enjoying the 200% profits I am currently in. But obviously, I'm looking for us to come down into this lower range, right? Obviously, let's turn off the smart money concepts just because. And I also wanted to talk about over here on the left, there's an indicator. If you're like me and you're living in Australia and it's hard to find a time when to trade, if you go over here, there's an indicator called sessions, right? And with sessions, you can activate whether you want to activate the New York session, the Tokyo session, the London session, and the Sydney session, which I don't recommend the Sydney session. But the Tokyo and the New York, there seems to be a lot of movement, which can actually work out into your favor if you're trading like me in Australia. You know, there's not that many volatile times, but I find this has given me a better window into a better time frame of when to trade. For me, see, this works out. It's from 1 all the way till 7. So I actually, if I get home from work, I have a chance to trade the end of this market. And if we break it down into sessions, we can easily see that there's movement at the end of these sessions that we can trade, depending on where you are and what time zone you are. So I thought that was cool. I thought I would share that with you. Maybe I'll make a video on it. It's not that difficult. It just really marks it out and allows you to actually zoom in into those sessions where there tends to be a bit more volume, so you get some price action if you don't want to be on the charts all the time. That's why we set alarms. That's why we do certain things like this in order to free up time so that we can spend time on the beach and getting sunburnt. Correct? Correct. So, what am I looking for? Well, the first thing I would look for right now, coming to the charts, is I would go back and I'd check the weekly, just because it's always good to stay updated on your weekly. Now we had the blue triangle of reversal printing on the Bybit chart here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all these levels and things like that because you know what? We don't really need them, do we? Not right now. Not when we're taking an overview of what's going on in the charts. So I'm going to get rid of these for you. It's very good to stay organized, probably before a stream, but you know what? We'll do it now. So we can see that we've come up. Obviously, there's that trend line. Let's get rid of that trend line. See, I even got a trend lines area as well. So we'll hide that. And we got our alarms. Okay, so what's up, Nick? Shout out to you. Wakey, wakey, all the way in Africa. See, we just talked about sessions, this little indicator here that tells you when certain times of the markets are opening, New York open, Asia, all that good stuff. So you can trade sessions rather than always being on the charts. But shout out to you. Thanks for joining us in the live. But let's get back into it. We're looking at this weekly candle. Well, now, to me, it looks like, obviously, we've had this gigantic pump, but it looks like we're cooling off, right? It looks like we have to have some relief, right? And we know that this area around 25K right here is our key level of resistance, our key level that's being like, you know what? If we get above this, we definitely have a quick move up to around this 28K mark where these other candles are, right? We definitely do. So we haven't been able to get above them. So what is this telling me right now is that the bulls are still fighting. They're still fighting, but we haven't had the volume that is needed in order to push through to the upper side because we know that these guys want to get back into the range from previous times, right? This range, if we go from here to here, we can see that there's this big range over here that's holding us down, correct? So for now, what do? We trade this range, right? We trade this range. And obviously, we're at the top of this range. So in my opinion, unless we get a huge surge of volume, we are in an uptrend. I'll be looking for swing failure patterns in shorts. I got my shorts on. I'm not a perma bear. I'm just giving what the charts is giving me, right? So if we zoom in to the lower time frames, let's go and check out the dailies. We were checking out the 3-day. It's curving over with the red dot. Money flow is coming out, but the 5-day, we are waiting for another print. We will get that shortly. That will be interesting to see as well. So on the 2-day, we're curling down, I believe. And yes, we can see the RSI is even bent over a bit too. Money flow is still pretty steady though, but we do remain underneath the zero line with the VWAP. So that to me is still very much, watch out, the bulls might have some push. Yeah, New York is my sweet spot. 4:30 for me most days, done at work at. I mean, I got to move to Africa. That's a sweet time for you, man. That's a sweet time. You get off work and then you just to get home and then you get to kick ass with that volume. That's awesome, bro. Shout out to you. You know, it's a bit difficult in Australia. Market open is right when we're heading to work the next day. So, no, not when we're heading to work. It's at 1:30 in the morning. Never mind. What am I saying? I should know better. So let's zoom in a bit. Shout out to you, Nick. I'm glad you could join us. I know you don't always catch the live streams, but you always comment, like, and you're subscribed. You're in the Discord. I appreciate you. You're a true Otter Gang member. I really appreciate all your participation. It helps the channel, and it helps us grow as a community. So thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you. So yeah, you can see on the 12-hour as we get lower here, we can see that there's a bit of a curl over in the money flow, right? Especially underneath the 10 here. Wow, the 10, it's coming right out, right? And we remain underneath with this VWAP. You don't see it curving up, right? Oopsie, I meant to double click here in order to open it up. You can see, and now we're starting. The leading indicator on market Cipher B here is the white, right? That's why I have it so gigantic. But you can see it's pushing across the zero line, which to me is pretty bearish, right? It's pretty bearish. Because we're looking for a dump right now. I'm looking for a dump. I don't know about you guys, but I'm in a pretty good position for a nice swift move down to the basement here. So let's look at price action too. Now we're not getting any market Cipher A, like big, huge signals on the higher time frames. So that's just, I think, due to volume. Normally we need quite a bit of volume in order to get, those blood diamonds or anything like that. So right now I can see that, we're getting a green dot here on the 4 hour, which could bring us higher for a good, maybe a re-entry. We are going to pull a beautiful fib from the top here to the bottom. Dump it in 5 shorts, 1 long. Sniper wants a dump. He's calling for the dump. Shout out to Sniper's Nightmare. He's all right with us dumping. All right. So we're not offending too many people. Well, we got a 50-50 chance, hopefully. But in this case, it's a 5-1 chance. So we're doing all right. Tell me I'm cultured by having a boomerang and a kangaroo coffee mug. Am I not cultured? I'm not cultured. I still watch hockey constantly. Even sometimes it's playing during work and I jump on and watch the game. Sorry about that, boss. Gotta watch the game. So as we zoom in here. Oh, we had a blood diamond on the 2 hour, which brought us down to the bottom of this range. Now, you can see this is the bottom of our range here. Hidden around $23,200. So it could be bouncing, but I don't think it's bouncing just quite yet. Now this, to me, is definitely a bullish divergence that has printed already, and it's bringing us up, right? So without a lot of volume, now I'm going to get rid of sessions here, and I'm going to add the volume indicator here. It should be at the bottom, V. Yes, there it is. And just to have a look, and you can see that volume is clearly on a steady downcline. But this should bring us up. And maybe if you are looking for that short entry, you can look for this bull divs to play out and bring us a little bit higher, right? And maybe you can get into the short. So where would my entry be for the short? Well, I did have that fib pulled, but let's go ahead and pull a fixed range volume profile, which I did do a video on that came out this morning. So hopefully you guys all check that out. It's a very simple tool, but I find it very effective, right? So obviously this value area high has been keeping us down, right? It hasn't allowed us to come back up. If I do pull one, let's see if I can pull one actually in the shorter range. Let's try and get in the top of there. Let's see. Okay, so that's the key level right there. So they'll draw a box here. So it's just about navigating the weeds here, right? Navigating the weeds. We obviously have some areas, but these ones are more stronger than others, right? So confluence, right? We're adding confluence to our charts, right? We had the fib pulled. Maybe we'll go from the swing high to the swing low. Now, I'm not going to use that wick. I'm going to use the wick before it, right? So there we go. There's my entry. If we come up to this 23,800, I will add into my short. Alex, the more I stare at this, the more I think we need to retest 25K. If you look at the daily back, you can see an IVP node. IVP node at the range. Seems strange we wouldn't come up into that high. The IVP node. I'm not sure what an IVP node is. Is it a high volume node? At the 25K mark. Okay, is that from further back? So if I go into the daily, you said? Is it something around here? No, that's the 28. Sorry. IVP node at the high volume node. Sorry. Okay. So is that on the VRVP? I'm not sure what you're looking at, but maybe if you share it in Discord, I'd love to take a look at it, brother. I appreciate all your input. Obviously, you're always out here helping us make better trades. And Phil mentioned something in the Discord about, having an old investor friend, and about preserving capital and making less trades. but trying to make higher percentage trades in order to add to the bag, right? Because if you're working a 9 to 5 and then you're adding a little bit of extra every now and then to your capital over time, guess what? You're going to retire earlier, which is huge, right? So if you that mindset shift in the sense of, hey, this is my side hustle thing here, and every little extra dollar I add, it's like adding an extra 3 or 4 or 5, 20, 30, 200, whatever amount you're trading with to what you take away every week. So it's a beautiful way of looking at it, right? It's a beautiful way of being like, hey, no matter what, I'm going to try to reduce the level of risk and preserve the capital and secure the bag, right? And that's a beautiful way of looking at it. So thank you so much, Phil, for sharing that in the Discord, because you know what? It's very important to realize why we're here, right? Because obviously, like, we would all love to get rich off of trading, but it's also the fundamentals and securing a little bit of extra cash so that we can put it in our pocket and maybe do something nice with the missus or our children or whatever so calls you to spend it on. You know what I mean? Or plan for the future, right? So thank you so much for sharing that. But yeah, definitely share that high volume node in the Discord. I would love to see it, man. And you're thinking we can come up to 25K. Well, absolutely, we can. We can definitely. The thing is right now with this range, so I've given this 23,800 area for a retrace, right? That's off of this wick here down to here. Golden pocket with volume, right? With volume backing it up. And I pulled off of this wick here, not this wick, because this wick to the left here, the higher one, is news, right? So I try to not pull any indicators or any tools off of news. I try to avoid that as much as possible because it's obviously a crazy point in the market which isn't really priced in. It's just chaos, right? So right now I pull off this high to the lows. I get this 23,819. So I would pull that and I'd put this box around here and I would be looking to trade this range depending on how we come up, right? If we shoot up with a lot of volume, right, I'll be looking at a failure and then a double top or a bearish divergence, then to head down. If we crawl up and then barely touch it with little volume, I'll just trade it as is, right? Depending on how we come, right? If you watch price action, you tend to see that when we don't jump up, there tends to be two. When we crawl up, there tends to be just the one and then down, right? And then when we crawl up, people tend to miss this because they're looking for this, if that makes sense. That looked like a hot dog there. Sorry, that's the North American in me drawing friggin' hot dogs on the screen or whatever your mind tells you that is, because you know what, you can make it into an NFT. I don't mind. So yeah, right now where we're at, I have the alert set at the longing and at the shorting. Guess what? I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to shoot off a beautiful long from here. We're bouncing off the golden pocket, right? We've talked about this. We're bouncing off the golden pocket from before, right? Let me get rid of this old one. We're bouncing off the golden pocket. So maybe a swing failure pattern yet again can happen where, yeah, I would actually pull this one from down here. So we are bouncing off the golden pocket from here. So I would look for a swing failure pattern below this. Maybe let's go from here around here. So that's another possibility if we do get another bullish divergence on a higher time frame. But remember, it is the weekend, so let's be patient out there. Don't jump into anything that you're not very confident on. I've been looking for this Matic for a while. My range was up here, right? We broke that range yesterday. So I'm like, why not get into a short here? Because I don't think with the volume and where we're at right now, especially in confluence with the Bitcoin price and Ethereum, which trades very similarly, right? You can see where I have it marked out. These three trade similarly, right? Matic moves obviously the most out of all of them. But I thought, a short Matic here, the amount of profits that I can take if we do dump it's quite exponential, right? In comparison to something like ETH, right? I don't use as much leverage and I don't use as much capital, but the move is bigger, right? A move from here down to the middle of this range, that's already 5%, from the top of this, and that would have been this wick right here on the left. That would have been this to where we are now. That's only 1.5%. So you can see with alts, there's obviously bigger moves, but obviously you can get wrecked just as big. So you gotta deploy less capital and less leverage, in my opinion. Added the chart to Discord. Sorry I wasn't clear. Don't worry about it, Phil. I really appreciate all of your input and all of your help. You've helped out this channel so much, and you're a big part of the reason why we're all here. I appreciate you, man. So I will definitely go into the Discord and check that out as well. Maybe we can do that now. But yeah, where do you guys think we are in this chart here? Are we are we already out of this, and are we in disbelief, or are we at the top here heading into depression, right? It's interesting to look at. Also, Jim Cramer said buy, Michael Burry said sell, right? So we're getting lots of mixed signals in the markets right now. Michael Burry, I believe this is the guy Wolf of Wall Street, and Jim Cramer. You're supposed to trade opposite to Jim Cramer, right? Yeah. Nick says Maddox stopped me out twice yesterday. She don't like me much. Yeah, Maddox stopped me out as well. Break even. It went down and then it just pumped on my sorry ass. So yeah, it wasn't too kind with me. I woke up this morning, it was above that, so I was just like, you know what, we'll try again. It wasn't really a confluence decision. It was just like, it's up here. I don't think it's gonna go higher, so let's try it out. At the red circle. So we're at the red circle. That's what Sniper's Nightmare is saying. The red for sure. The red for sure. Every dollar needs to be held tight. Retire early, guys. We can buy an island together. The Otter Gang Island. Yeah, boy. Oh, man. As long as I can get sunscreen, man. As long as I can get sunscreen, we'll buy an island. Or there better be a lot of shade for my pasty ass. So Kramer says buy. Michael Burry says sell. What do you got, right? I mean, economic calendar. We don't have to wait that long. Now, I was looking at this. We don't wait that long. Look at here, February 15th or the 14th, depending on where you live. We got inflation rate year over year coming at us again, right? Not that far away. Not that far away. So, you know what? Not too much big news coming out. Obviously we have England and Canada and all these things in Australia. And, they don't affect the markets too much. But yeah, we know inflation will. We know this inflation will. No beavers allowed. I thought you confused me for someone who builds a dam. Otters don't build no dams. We don't give a damn. No building dams. So yeah. Can we go to 25K? Of course. Now let's take a different look. Let's look at the daily, and let's take. Can't trade alts when BTC is at critical points of decision in the market. I hear you. I hear you. It's hard to navigate, right? Like if you look at this, I mean, we're just flagging like crazy. This is huge. This could be, if we're trading patterns, I mean, it looks like we're shooting to the moon here, right? But if we're also looking at a healthy structure to this, we're also like, okay, well, we've got to retrace from this somewhere, right? We can't just keep going up, but it's Bitcoin, so we can just keep going up, right? We can. Who can't? You guys kill me. Oh man. Don't make me turn on all my levels on you guys. So yeah, here's some of my retracement levels. Like obviously it matches up with the fibs and the volume profiles from before. But what I haven't done is I haven't pulled a full volume for this whole area just yet. So let's do that now. And otter statue for the win. We need to plant a maple tree and import otters to our island with a massive statue in the center where we have a huge screens to trade together. Oh man, that would be so good. You just press a button and then like out of the sand just pops up like all these screens and like just the charts, and then we're just like, yeah, we'll have a communal trading account. We'll move markets, baby, one day. Oh, that's great. So let's pull volume. I'm getting distracted. I love you guys. You can legally have an otter as a pet in Canada. Is that like a cheap version of is that like the wish.com version of Canada? Canada. Let's go. Oh, anytime we see something like really cheap, we call it wish.com version. I don't know. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. If we get down, so like if we get below 22.5, if we get below 22.5, we're back into this 21K range. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about this giant volume gap over here to the left, this 22. No one's saying this. If we lose this level here, we're right back into this range from before. And this range was painful. This Christmas range right here, where we went sideways, that was painful. I know there's less volume during Christmas, but nobody's talking about that range. No one's talking about that. They just talk about down here where the FTX scandal happened, right? And obviously we have the huge dump here, but no one's talking about the range below us. If we don't hold, we're back in here, right? So 22.5 is crucial. That's crucial. This here, I'm gonna make you red because you're important. You're important, so we make you red. Or doomed to 12K. Yeah, that's the truth, man. That's the truth. I'm glad that like we can all come together and understand that like, yeah, there is downside. Like I think I posted that gap in Discord. Thank you, Sniper. Always out there, always sharing the goods. I drew this too. Like there's definitely a trend line here that's holding us down. If we're not including all the wicks and stuff. So, and this is a triangle. I don't know. I don't trade patterns that more. Is a triangle like this to the upside or to the downside, guys? You guys let me know. I can go in the Discord and check. I'm not a big triangle trader. That's a mouthful. A triangle trader. Oh man, maybe the sun's getting to me, guys. Maybe the sun's getting to me. I'm not making coherent sense, but what we are making is we're making gains together, so it doesn't really matter. It's a wedge, bro. Okay. So, bull pennant, up top, down diggity. Yep, I see it. To the upside. Yes, I see it. Beautiful. Matic. I think Matic needs to come back into this range down below here. That's what I'm hoping for. With the 25K Bitcoin, I believe that can happen. On the daily, we can see. I'm going to turn off all my junk. We can see. And also on the market cipher. My biggest concern with that is that money flow isn't coming out on the daily. Money flow is still coming up, right? This is definitely upwards trajectory. So, Alex, can you smell up, dog? Oh, I'm scared of Updog, man. I'm scared. I'm scared. We got this volume node that you're talking about. I'm gonna definitely check that out in the Discord. Oh man, it does look bullish on the daily. It does. This RSI is so tight together too. And if we see, I think if we see the telling tale will be if we see this happen by tomorrow, which I'll be watching, and it starts to come across this zero line here, that will be a very, very telling tale that we can come over, right? Right? We can see this. But can we see this, right? That would be a very telling tale. Also, you can see the leading indicator might want to curve up, right? Like obviously we've had this downwards thing happening here. But we can see this can go like this very easily and create a second one, and then maybe we get a dump, right? Then maybe we get a higher high. That would be our 25K. Hey, that would be cool. Wouldn't that? If we can come up here, bear div, dump on everyone and catch that, guys, that would be pretty cool. That wouldn't be hard. So Phil says 25K. So we come, we level out, we pump and get a higher high. Hey, just a little one, right? That would be cool. That would be cool. But I can see the VWAP. The VWAP will tell the story, right? And this big money flow staying green. If it doesn't curl down, then I see higher, right? You always make me smile. Say hi, Mrs. Otter. Hello. Say it louder. Hello. She got sunburnt as well. Aussie sun. Aussie sun. Son of a gun. Are there any other coins that you guys are watching? I'm watching XRP. Just because if we come up to this level, I've been looking for a short again at 41 cents. I'm watching DOT. I think we've come too high. If it comes back up to this area, I'll be looking for a short as well. And I'm also watching H-bar. It seems to have pumped quite a bit, and it looks like we might get a double top here. H-bar looks like it's double topping. Might jump into that as well. Waiting for some more signals. IOST. Oh, Sniper, are you doing that on purpose? I'm so afraid to type this in. How? Okay. How do you pronounce this? IOST. 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 You know what? It doesn't matter. Let's look at it. Oh, wow. Okay. I see you. I see you, Sniper. Ooh, zoom out. Ooh, wee. It's begging to come back into this range. I'm going to pull this range before I look at anything. Oh, volume node. It's hitting the volume node right now. It's begging for a short. It's begging for a short. I'll be a bit more patient. 0.0152. All right. I see you. IOST. Now let's see if we can pull fibs that aligns with that. I see one from here. High to low. High to low. Oh, fit that in. Ooh, maybe not there. Maybe here. Okay, you see that? I see that. I see that. Oof. I don't know. These alts, man. These alts scare me. I see. Look how overbought we are on the RSI as well. Right. Let's zoom into the lower time frames for you there, bro. And let's take a look. How close are we to that level that we drew out? Well, we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Red dot. Red dot. Let's go in the 4 hour. Let's check out the 4. It looks like we're going to crawl upwards still on the 4 hour. It still looks bullish to me on the 4 hour. So I'd be waiting up here. I'd be waiting definitely up here. I do have the aloe vera and all the I think we're gonna go and buy some aloe plants because we just keep getting burnt, Phil. We're not getting wrecked on the charts, but we're getting burnt in Sydney. Oh, it's no joke. I swear to you, we have the SPF, the spray gun. We put it all on before we left. We still got burnt. I went into the water, came out, and I guess it got me after. It's no joke. Aussie sun is next level. If you haven't experienced it, well, it's tough. It's tough. This could be coming down though, Sniper. But I would be looking, like I said, up here. Up here is the volume node, right? And the golden pocket. But what do I know? What do I know? This is just a range. You are at the top of this range though, right? You are. Especially zoomed out, you can see that you are at the top of this range. It's just like after Gala did what Gala did, I don't really like fox with this stuff because it's just painful sometimes. Yeah, see, like you're in the middle of this range now. Like you've broken the support from previous range. In my opinion, this is the support. You've pushed through it, right? You couldn't break through over here on the right. You came down, then you pushed through it again, right? I'd wait for this to curl over on a higher time frame. Yeah, so you came up here, higher high. Don't have the lower low yet, so you're not getting the bear divvy quite yet. So patience. I'd say patience. I know you're in a short, but I'd wait for that as well. So let's go over and take a look at what does he know? Just up 200% on BTC. Yeah, it was a nice short. It was a nice short. I don't want to toot my horn. I want to stay humble. I want to just help you guys extract these profits. Extract the profit. That's what it's all about, my friends. That's what it's all about. In a healthy position. I've only taken out half of that trade, so I'm pretty chuffed if we do get chuffed. That's so British. I'm pretty excited if we do continue lower. We're getting a blue triangle, which means reversal on the 30, right? So that means we could work our way down. I'm in a Matic trade from up here. If Bitcoin dumps, I know Matic will follow. I believe my entry's somewhere around here, around the 26 cents mark. So that can be nice too. I think we're up about 30% on that. So just looking for these to work their way down. But obviously it's the weekend, right? And we've had 4 pumps on the last 4 Sundays, right? Ethereum. See, Ethereum to me looks bullish. Looks super bullish, Ethereum. That's my concern right here. This is bullish in my opinion, right? Got even like an inverse head and shoulders here starting to pop off. That's bullish. We're holding the support line from previous, just like Bitcoin's holding that support line. Haven't really ducked down too much, and we haven't seen the huge pump that Matic has to show us that, we're exhausted, right? We've just kind of seen one of these. So Ethereum looks bullish to me, which is kind of scary. But this green dot here, this didn't play out too hard, right? Didn't play out too hard. Let's see on the daily, what does it look like? I hate when the charts get all squiggly and messed up, and then you got to double click the sides and everything like that again. Isn't that annoying? Okay, so yeah, money flows curving up huge. Look for a rejection. See, here's what's key. We're looking for a rejection at the 0 line. That will mean more bullish. Just like Bitcoin's looking to push into it, Sorry. Bitcoin's looking to push into it. This is looking to bounce off of it, right? It's also something I'd be looking for tomorrow as well. While I'm at work swinging the hammer. Got to install some angle iron tomorrow. I don't know. I'm a carpenter. I'm a chippy by trade, so it'll be interesting, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out like we always do. Okay. Yeah, I look for Ethereum to work its way back up a little bit here. Definitely. This needs to come up. Yeah. Dale Edgecombe in the chat. Shout out to you. Boom, 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 boom. We'll just do beatbox shoutouts for the whole rest of the live. Phil's got me with the steel fab, tin banging all the way home. Let's go. Let's go back to Sydney. Maybe we need to move up north there. I might have to go and do some farm work if I want to stay here. Man, you think it'd be easy to get a visa here. They make you go work on a farm in Australia. But construction counts, so we'll see what they do. We'll see how nice they are to little old Canadian me and little old British misses. Right now, they're making it hard for us, so we'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out. Love the beatbox. Thanks, Dale. Dale Edgecombe. Dale Edgecombe. Felix beatbox. Work on the reef boats. Did they make them out of wood? I'll be bending wood. Nice scalp, stoked. Patient on ETH. If you're scalping ETH, yeah. This has been holding up pretty nice here. We are bouncing up. If you want me to zoom in for the scalping 12, 24, and then into the 7 and the 3, right? So looking at this, we have a range. Pull this across. If we're scalping ETH, we'll pull it from here to here. We'll pull this up. Okay, there's our value area high, so I'll be looking for there, but I would pull swing high to swing low. 0.5 confluence. We got the bull divs kind of deal happening here. Okay, go into the 12, get a little bit more serious. We have a huge exhaustion wick here, which will probably mean that we're getting rejected here at the 382. So look for something like this to come back up, test it again, and then push back down. That's what I see there, right? This is starting to curl over. VWAP's getting rejected. Bearish, bearish, bearish. But obviously, this bottom level right here is holding super strong, right? So you can see the 3 in a row, right? That are showing us that, hey, you're not getting below here just yet, right? So patience on that ETH scalp. I mean, you can hold it, take some profits, hold it, put your stop loss at entry. If you're entered somewhere up in this range here, you're still pretty safe, right? You're still pretty safe. So there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to hold from here and you're in a short trade from here even, right where it dropped, and you want to just take some profits and then move your stop loss at break even, that's fine, right? And maybe let this ride, depending on what happens in the next, couple hours or whatever. I mean, Nick, you just got up, man. You got all day to trade, my friend. All day to trade, looking for these setups, right? Looking for these setups. Phillips, hey, gotta run. Stay safe, everybody. Much love. Happy work week ahead. Thanks, Phillips. Shout out to you. Much appreciated. God bless. Take care. Have a great rest of your evening. I'm about to head out of here anyways too. Is there anything anyone else wants me to look at before I dip? Because I'm here, might as well get it done for you guys and try to help you out. But right now we can see that we are in this downtrend from here all the way down. It's being held tight. This could break to the upside, but right now we have on the 24 a red dot printing. On the 20 we have a red dot confirmed, which should bring us down. So right now I'd be looking for a little bit more downside and for Bitcoin to continue in this range. If we zoom out onto the 4 hour, we can definitely see that we are ranging here, but we have not broken back into this box. I'm looking for us to come back into this area here from this down here. We will look, can check Dixie for me, 1 hour, Dixie, 1 hour. So yeah, Bitcoin coming back into this range. That's what I'm looking for it to happen. If not, we pop through here and then we challenge the top again come Sunday, right? So I will look at FTM for you. Dixie, 1 hour. Let's go and look at the Dixie quickly. Dixie is on its way back up into this new range that we were talking about. Yep. So we had this range that we were stuck in. We have broken out. What we're looking for is this reversal to be canceled. If we go in the 1 hour, we can see that the 1 hour red dot is starting to print. It's printing, but it isn't confirmed yet. We have confirmed on the 45, but money flow continues to have a steep peak, if that's even possible to say, but steep peak. Look how steep the peak is here. It looks like a beautiful Canadian mountain, right? So that can continue upwards, right, into this beautiful area. So that's something to watch as well. If we go on the 90, it isn't confirmed, but it is starting to curl over as well. And we're looking at the VWAP. The VWAP is bouncing off the 0 line and looking to continue upwards. So I wouldn't be looking for anything besides the Dixie to try to bounce, create a new level of support along this red line here and work its way back up into the previous range that was traded before. Me and the missus keep a close eye on this because she gets paid in American dollars. So obviously when we change the American dollars over to Australian dollars, we want to be having the strongest American dollar possible. So we're looking for it to move back up into this range, and hopefully that should help you out there, Phil. So take care. Take it easy, Phil. Nice seeing you. Thanks for participating. Let's go over to Phantom. We'll look at FTM. Where are you, Phantom? FTM, I know I got you on here. Now, Phantom, I was doing some TA on Phantom, but obviously Phantom has broken out. Let's go to the daily. Let's zoom out. We can see we had that trend line from before. That's very old. So we can see if we go to our left here, we have a little bit of confluence with where we're at right now. Let's throw a fixed range volume profile from here to here just to get an idea. Let's zoom in and see what it gives us here. Well, we got volume spikes all throughout. I'm going to go with this area here. So I'm going to draw a horizontal here and a horizontal down here as well. And also these bottom wicks. So we'll go with those. We'll go over to the 4 hour. We'll get close and personal with where we're at right now. And we'll take a look. Where did these lines head up? So, yeah, that makes sense. Look, we have come up. We have bounced off of them. Obviously, we're at the bottom of this range. If you want to have a range here, we can go from the top to the bottom here. And that's our range. So maybe if we're looking for Phantom, we might be looking for a long. But right now, let's go down to the 1 hour. We've got a green dot that looks like it's trying to push us up, but it isn't moving too much. How's the volume on Phantom right now? It's pretty mediocre. It isn't having any significant moves. You can see even this kind of move right here from top to bottom, which is quite a nice gain, 7%, but it did take quite a bit of volume. As you can see down here, we had much more volume. Right now, volume is pretty much flat, right? So I expect not a lot of movement out of Phantom, but also if I was looking to trade this, I'd be looking for obviously a swing failure pattern down here, maybe this to this with a bull divs. Try to trade that, something like this that curls up like this and like that, right? You get your bull divs, fire off along, and you can aim for the top of this range, right? So if you get in here, you can aim for here, and that would be nice. Put this under the swing lows here, and that could be a nice trade setup, right? No, the green dot is not doing much. It's only because we're having weekend volume, right? We're not getting a lot of volume. So right now, this would be my idea, but I'd wait to see a retest of these lows with low volume, and then maybe fire off along, right? Until then, right, it doesn't look like it's bringing us up much. Even if we go on the shorter time frames here, we can see that we're not fully curled over yet enough to bring us higher, right? So I look for this to maybe come and curl down and touch these lows from previous, and then maybe fire off along. Also, remember to always check Bitcoin and see what that's doing. That will be a leading indicator on the price. So right now we're looking for Bitcoin to move into a lower range. So maybe it's not the greatest idea unless you get a lot of confluences to be firing off along just yet, depending on what you see on Bitcoin, right? If these decide to dump, well then guess what? We're gonna be lower with those other coins as well, right? So just be patient out there. That's my thoughts for Phantom. I just be patient, but also know that we do have quite the level of resistance here around 64.70, right? So have some patience, and understand that, yeah, it is the weekend and volume is at its minimal right now. Because a lot of people are trying to feel out what the heck's going on with the markets, because if we're getting pumps from the NASDAQ 100 all over across the markets, but yet we're still raising inflation and people are putting their money into risk assets, then what the heck's going to go on with the rest of the market, right? Because if we look at the S&P, we can easily see that, yeah, we've come up to this key level of resistance that we had marked out on our chart, and can we work our way back down, right? Was this just a hopium fake out, right? Because if you zoom out in the daily and you look at this trend line that we had, this could be a massive fake out. We know that we have key level of resistance over here, right? Key level of resistance. So right now we're looking for, is this a fake out, and do we work our way back down, right? Because this to me looks like a 1, 2, 3 pattern. If we're doing Elliott waves here, it's a 1, 2, 3, right? Well, what happens after a 1, 2, 3? Normally we have that five wave pattern afterwards, right? That'll bring us back down at least to these levels here around 37.84. So if we're gonna have a correction and we get back into this range, right? Then it looks very bearish to me. If we get back into this area, right? And we get back under this trend line that's held us down this whole time, right? Super coffee. That's where we're at. I don't have that Frankie Candles energy where I'm just yelling at the charts and going, what's up? We got the sauce here. Shout out to Frankie Candles. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody. Blah, blah. No, but I love Frankie Candles, and that's my man with the Cavs. We love Frankie. He's throwing it down all the time. But, I'm just trying to give you the information as quick as possible so that you're not here wasting your time, because I know your guys' time is important, and I know it's a precious time, and so is mine. So with that, I hope you understand where I'm thinking with the Bitcoin price. I look for us to work our way back into this range. That is me. I hope you're all doing well. I'll be in the Discord, so don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Shout out maybe Sunburn. Let's throw Sunburn into the chat below, because we got a sunburn, right? We out here. We spinning on the chair for you guys. Dog, old tricks, old dog, new tricks, whatever. But thank you so much for joining me. God bless. I appreciate you all. Take care. Remember to keep that mind sharp in order to trade these with courage and with good risk management. Much love. Peace out. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Mrs. Otter, what's for dinner? What? Crocodile? All right.